Yes, we're going to be doing just to take a little bit. But I think that when I was called to do this, I thought, well, I am not a pizza maker or anything, but I'm a baker. And then something that we have nowadays in the bakeries is we normally get to make pizza with our bread dough. So then, because it's easier, it's more, it's not something extra they have to add into your production. So then we recently had the luck to go to Italy, and I tried a pizza made with Viga, which is very similar to this. In this case, we are not using white flours like in Italy. In Italy, these guys, they use very strong flours. Sorry. Now we have actually, I did a Viga at, to be frank, on Sunday, very early morning. For the ones that don't know, that's very kind of like important to know. Who knows here how to make pizza like properly? Does any one of you work in a pizza place, in a pizza shop? Doing pizza like, no. All right, so then you have about 4 types of pizza. I didn't either, but I learned about it. You have about 4 types of pizza. One is indirect, like it can be yeasted or sourdough. And then the other one is and first dough and second dough with sourdough or yeast. This is very similar to Viga or Polish, but in that case, first dough and second dough, you pretty much have to get that rule. You have to do your first dough, it has to be pretty much 60% of your final dough or more. So that's why first dough or second dough. So in that case, on the first dough, you pretty much will have to have very strong flours, and on your second dough, you will have flours with more flavor, like the one that we have in here. I said that this is a Viga pizza, but it's not actually. Viga, normally you have pretty much 40-30% of the pizza, and it has to be with yeast. And it has to be a minimum of 24 hours between your Viga and your second dough. While first and second dough, you can control it as you please. Yes, go for it.
Can I ask a bit of a centering question?
Yes, go for it, if I can answer it.
What is pizza?
What is pizza?
What is pizza?
All right, what is pizza? A staple? What is pizza? Well, that's a kind of good, yes.
At the end of the day, it's a form of flatbread, isn't it?
It might be a form of flatbread, but I think it's very traditional, and I am not sort of from that part of Italy where... Are you Italian? No. All right. So I think these guys, now when I went there, they treat pizza like it's sacred. So then, depending on the area that you are, the pizza is different. And I exactly don't know how to say to you about what is pizza. It's like what is bread? Bread. Well, at the start, it is a form of food where it has been there forever. I don't know if pizza has been there forever or not, but in these cultures there is, so it is there. Yeah, why are you asking this?
I mean, well, it's interesting about the flatbread question.
Yes.
Because is pizza bread with topping?
Yes, it is.
And we just get divided stylistically.
Well, yeah. Well, it is pizza bread, no, because if you make bread with this, so you will have a bread, well, very similar to a ciabatta, like a proper traditional ciabatta that has not much crumb in there. And then if you go to some bakeries like ours, the ciabatta is very bready. You just do whatever what we feel ciabatta is. Yeah.
That it's a form of flatbread. Because I saw how they just blow up like balloons. So my mother, when we were kids, used to make huge flatbreads, like paper thin. They blow up like this person.
Yeah.
And then we got a choice, which you'd make slightly thicker ones like a pizza to have a bit of toppings.
Yeah.
And having a Middle Eastern za'atar, which is oregano, sumac, toasted sesame seeds, etc., is one of our popular toppings on that bread.
Yeah.
So it's a form of pizza with a topping. But I hear what you're saying, there's different ways of making it, right?
So many ways.
Yeah.
Yes, which same with the focaccia. Something to actually, if you dig into it, it will be very, very interesting to go through. Like, for example, what type of pizza do you make at your place?
So you call it California. So
yes.
Neapolitan,
Yes.
but with no rules as opposed
Yes.
with regards to the
Yes.
topping.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the Napolitan pizza is like a very thin pizza.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Pretty
So
similar to this.
Yeah, probably a lower hydration.
Yes, yeah. Well, this is very low. The only
Yeah.
thing that we use, which is good, actually we're using here high extraction from James, and the French red is like a high protein from 12 farm from Jason. So then I think I actually even didn't put all the water, but this has around 70% of hydration, and it has even less. And look how it feels.
Yeah,
and,
absolutely.
yeah, and it's not like okay. So now
So we do for these are 350 gram.
Yeah.
We do a 200 gram, same
okay,
size.
same size.
Yeah.
There you go. What type
Yeah.
of flour do you use in there?
Whole grain milling.
The high protein or
The sustainable bakers.
the sustainable bakers? 100% that.
Yeah.
No any other mixing.
Nothing else.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you do it this way, like with with yeasted or sourdough?
Really
yeah.
small amount, yes.
Yes. Okay. Okay, and it goes fermenting for about
24 hours.
24 hours. Okay. Well, that's one of the things what I just was learning. I actually got some tips from a baker from a Piazzolo, where these guys they make the viga in bulk, and then they use 15%, 10, 40, 50, depending how much pizza they are going to be doing. And it's incredible how this holds as long as you use at some point a flour with high protein content to actually give you not so much food, because I thought it was about food, but it's not about food. It is about the extensibility and the strength that gluten can hold the water enough to actually make it last longer. Like I was super confused when I was talking about pizza with this guy, his name is Luca, and he was telling me all about it, and I was okay. This is very head opening, because I thought it was all about food, giving more food, adding malt into your pizza, so then you have more shelf life in that thing. But it's not. It is a little bit, but it's not. As they use normally super white flours, which is all contrary to what we do in bread.
Stuart,
Somewhat, yeah.
can I ask a question? So when you do California style, what's the difference between New York California style?
New York, California.
Yeah, well, not
So I think
New York or California.
So California is Neapolitan.
Yeah,
So really thin crust, cooked on the stone.
yeah,
In the wood oven.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be that. But then there's just no rules with the topping.
Okay.
Whereas the New York is in a pan, oven, deep.
yeah.
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 Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
And I would imagine I've never made one,
Okay.
but much higher dry hydration.
Yeah.
And a
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
Just curious.
Yeah.
Well, that's for example, it's like the pixel taglio,
Yeah.
like, which is on the tray.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes.
And it's the pixel taglio. Anyways, I'm gonna show now, and then maybe we can all grab a little bowl of semolina, or not all, but some of you. Maybe some of them they can be shaped by the guys. I think that's gonna be good. Yeah. All right. Yes.
What was your recipe method for the stove?
Yes. So the red recipe I have it written in here. I meant to do this very nicely, and we all were having fun, and I wanted to have fun with all of you last night. So the pizza is actually called the style of pizza. This is what you call. You can call it pizza alla pala if you are in Napoli, or the Napolitan pizza. And depending, this is crazy. While I'm going to do this, I'm going to talk about that. Depending on how much opening you are leaving, and that's, for example, sort of like what we are going to be doing now. So how to open a pizza is pretty much leaving your side, and then depending how much thick you leave in your edge, like is from, I don't know, from Florence, from Napoli, which is all on the south, and then on the north of Italy, they have more like a very thin side, and the pizza has more crumb. This is, and it amazed me, even though and it's baked for a longer time or less time. So then that's what I pretty much can tell about pizza. And then this pizza is based on a viga. We have about 30% of viga in here. What viga does is give you, of viga, yeah. Viga is this It's this first dough that I made that you can keep for about up to 42 to 72 hours maximum. So then it's a kneaded dough. And then, for example, in here we had pretty much in total, it was about 7 kilos of dough, and in here is 0.3 grams of yeast. So then that is used as a fermentation. So normally vegas have about, and correct me if I am wrong, it is at least 0.5% or 1. So in this case, it would be, some people might put 70 grams of yeast or 35 grams of yeast. So in this case, as I made it too early and I left it out at 25 degrees, I put only 0.3 grams of yeast. When did I make it? So I mixed it yesterday in here, divided 2 hours later, and the Vega was made at 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. in the morning on Sunday, to be frank.
The decision to use yeast instead of sourdough
Yes.
for the ferment,
Yes.
and obviously long fermentation time,
Yes.
is that a stylistic choice for this type of dough, or is that like a timing?
No, you can do it with sourdough. It will not be the same. And then with sourdough, you will have a lot of bacterial activity that you might not have with yeast. So yeast is full yeast, and then unless you do, I'm trying to do this style of pizza with the stiff starter, because we use a lot of stiff starter, to be frank. So then we are getting very similar results, but we need to pretty much have a prover of all the for about 2 days at 27 degrees. So then, so you lose time. And this is what I wanted to talk about, the whole thing when they come to do this. It is about trying to make this style of pizza, having a good pizza at your bakery without actually having to say, all right, I cannot make it every day this way because I don't have the space or the mixers or anything to do this. Yes, I can do it one day and that's going to be fantastic on that Saturday, but then what I do the rest of the days. So you can actually prep this, and I have some pizzas that I made about 2 days ago. Unfortunately, I couldn't put them in the freezer or anything, but they're outside. We're gonna put them in the oven for you to see how good this lasts, and it's fantastic. Anyways, coming back to this, because we need to start baking the pizzas very soon for the lunch, and I can talk a lot. So, so this is gonna be the opening, sort of how you open. So then you always try to leave your edge. Why I started doing that part, it is so to keep the air in your, what's the name of this? It has a proper name. Huh? Cornicho, eso, here you go. So yeah, the cornicho, and then you have thicker or smaller. So then pretty much for bakers, that we are not piazzolas, we're gonna be throwing the doughs on the air pretty much. So you try to start doing this opening, and now as many of you, we have about 12 of them in there, 13. As many of you can do it, that would be fantastic. And then we have some toppings at the back. So then trying to stretch. Once you have that part in there, you can actually grab with your knuckles. The most important part is to use the knuckles and not the fingers, so then you don't go through. Let's say that you go through the dough, then what you do is stick it upside down, like overlap it, and you go very hard on it, and that's it. So it's not the end of the world. That's it. So then you have here your pizza. And now this is actually super important. Okay, let's all grab some semolina pizzas. So whoever wants to do it, no, you can, because you know the name of the cornicho. So there you go.
Can you answer a question while you work?
Yes, of course.
So yesterday I heard you talking about the lazy way to make pizzas, just to do an off cut of your sourdough.
Yes.
Obviously, olive oil is added to this. What difference does that make to the final product?
Well, olive oil, believe it or not, I don't know it about the pizza and what is the final product, but I can tell you about the general use of olive oil or oils added to a dough. Olive oil will actually dry out your pizza, believe it or not. It's going to give a lot of flavor. So then many people use sunflower seeds or canola oil, seeds oils, which are not very healthy, so up to you. But they're good anyways. And so half and half. So then olive oil will give you some flavor. and canola will actually help you on your tenderness of the crumb. Yeah, yeah. So many people they don't even put oil in the pizza dough. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. No. Yes.
The 2% oil tenderizes the dough?
The seeds oil, the canola oil, sunflower oil, but not the olive oil. No.
So what is the point of putting olive oil? Oh, it's
Flavor.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
even
this is
2%?
olive oil. Huh?
Even 2%?
Even 2%. Yeah, it's going to give flavor, and you're adding fat into your dough too. So in a way. What am I doing? This. Can I have one? There you go. So then, all going in again. How many people wanna have one? There you go. That looks good. So then you always have to have the, feel free to actually put a little semolina on the bottom. Yeah. We good? Do you want another one? Sir, would you like to have one? Huh? No? Yes? So now we're gonna leave it in here with a little bit of semolina on the bottom. I'm gonna start baking them because when I put all the toppings.
Can I try one?
Yeah, of course. Look, I give you one. In there, okay, here. The third one, okay. So one in there. There you go. Oh, that's okay. No worries.
Oh, that's a lot.
Yeah. No, but you need a lot. So then, do you want to jump in there?
Yeah.
Good.
This one?
This is yeah. Okay, good. Put a lot of semolina in your bottom, in your not in your bottom, in the bottom of the pizza. All right, good. So you need one more. Thank you. So then you have your thin part and your back part. So then you first put all the semolina in there. Good. We all have one. Good. Then so we're gonna start. Well,
Oh, we all
wanna.
started before.
I know, but I was saying just yeah. Okay. So first you're gonna start by your edge, and this is to keep the air inside the cornichon. Yes, and then you sort of poke, then upside down. You can go again, and now you start opening your pizza. Once you have it, and then always the hardest part is that you have this very very thin. So then you start stretching from your sides or cornichon first, and then cornichon.
Like a...
Yeah. Then the side. Yeah. And then you start from the center. Yeah. You okay there? I'm so bad at this. All right. You good? Yeah. It's very sticky in your hands. Okay, so then you start on the center, in here, yeah, and then you go to the size ones is thin like the one I have, which is not the best, but it's all right. Okay, good. All right. Yeah, you're good. You need to keep on going in that side, in here, there. You can feel it in there. Good. All right. We all good? All right. So then once you have this, sorry, upside down, you will have your nice side. And now we have all a beautiful mise en place that this amazing man helped me out. Can you pass us the mise en place? Yeah. If someone can help him bring in a cheese and tomato sauce and all of that part.
When you say like the
Yeah.
bubbles here, do you usually pop it or
I
just
pop
leave
it, but you can leave it there because it's not bad. So we will see what happened in there. Okay, so that's the opening of the pizza. So, good. Grazie, we're all Italians now. Yeah, I'm not Italian. By the way, for everyone, I am not Italian because from Argentina. I am from Argentina, yes. Uh-huh.
Mucho gusto.
Where?
Mucho gusto.
Mucho gusto. There you go. All right, so then now it's gonna be a challenging thing part because we only have one peel and we have to bake all these pigs in one go. We are pretty much, how do you say when you use a kitchen for first time? So we are actually inaugurating this kitchen, which is really good. So then the Gordon actually, it's a new school, it's a new part of the school. So we are lucky, but it's many little things that we don't have, unfortunately, in the school at the moment. All right, good. So then this is gonna happen on top of the pillar already. Yeah, 250, 280. How come it's 250?
It's trying to get to 280.
Oh my god, it's very, very slow. All right. Okay. All right. Maybe because of the pizza that you made? My god. All right. Okay. Normally, that's another very important part to talk about, the temperature of the oven. Normally, we don't have ovens that go at 400, 420. Some people bake it at 430 degrees. But this is why these are really like this style of pizza, because you can still doing a great pizza at an oven at 300. So this is not even a 300, it's 280 maximum. Apparently you can put it more, but from fabric they just did it that way, they never change it. That's all right, we're gonna try our best. We also don't have a little broom, so we don't know how to take the burnt semolina. So hopefully it give us flavor and flavor. It's gonna give us more flavor. All right, what is that amazing peel? Okay, good. So then some of them are white in there. So for pizza bianca and for yeah. Sorry, I'm gonna use this part. Oh, it's a pizza there, right? Okay. Thank you very much. Good. All right, so then in here we're gonna have a little bit of semolina only. Let's grab this one, which looks very nice. Okay, so then when you put your toppings, one of the last things to do in the pizza is once you put the toppings, which maybe that's a lot of sauce. Doesn't matter, but
Use that big Argentinian voice.
yes, we're very generous people. So, putting a little bit of this is fior di latte, come from a nice company that I like to use, which is called Savor and Grace. It's all made in Victoria, which is really, really good. We have some ham, mozzarella too. Then this cheese come. What is Mick here? No. This cheese come from
Which one?
the one from Mick. Yeah.
Local.
It's very, very local. Yes. Yeah. Ballerina. It's really, really good. Goat cheese. If no one is allergic to anything in here, right? No? No, but you know, I need to ask. Okay, good. So let's do a very simple pizza, the margarita then. Once you have your toppings, that's very, very important, is this is gonna shrink. So then, and again, you correct me if I am wrong, he's the master. So then you pretty much stretch it a lot. I don't have a bigger peel as I wanted to. So then that's very, very important. You already put your toppings in there so you know how much cheese is going to be there. As soon as it goes into the oven, this is gonna shrink and it's gonna have the normal size of a pizza. Even though it feels a little bit empty now.
How many grams is your balls?
These ones are 350 grams. Yeah, they're a little bit too much. His is 200?
200, yeah.
200, and the pizza looks exactly the same. Yeah, I think it goes also on the type of flours that we use. Yeah.
And how many inches should that be? 14?
No, it's more than 14 inches, right? Yeah.
How many?
Inches? 20, inches, sorry.
Inches.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, the 12 maybe, that one? Maybe 13?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's try to do this.
That's 11 right there.
Yeah. Okay, lights. Oh, there you go. All right, all right. Well, no, yeah, but then we're gonna be doing that. All right. So then, there. And then in one go, that one actually. Huh?
What's the purpose of?
Oh, I was just pushing the ashes.
Like, is there a method?
Yeah. With every pizza you have to do that. So, so anyways, the movement, of course, we all are professionals in here. The quicker the better, and your pizza is going to be around. If it's a little bit wonky like the one I have in there, in an open oven in a few seconds, you can actually try to, like a proper guy, can do it. Yeah, let's see how that's go. Huh? I know, but you people cannot see it. Okay. Oh, it loses temperature so easy. All right, cool. So who wants to actually start doing this part? Wanna do one? Good. That's your pizza. Good. Make sure that you have a little bit. Maybe you're doing. No, but that one is too little. Should we go in there?
Just put straight off the.
Yeah. Okay.
Straight off the.
There you go. Oh, well. Okay. She's gonna be doing that one, and then we keep on
We'll do
doing.
another one.
Beautiful. Yeah. Good. Okay. Go. Maybe I think we're gonna start doing also. Yep. Is another sauce in there? We're gonna start doing, and then we do it straight from the bench. Beautiful. All right. Any questions about pizza something, and then maybe I can answer. Maybe I can do timings. Go for it. The hydration in this one, it was about 68%. I'm telling you pretty much an approximate, as it was 70, but I left some water out. If I use the normal high protein flour, probably will take it all. And we normally add a little bit more flour, but I just try to do the second dough with local flour to try to use James and Tweron flours. Okay. And then the main idea, we will have some different. Yeah.
What about some whole grain flours?
It has a whole wheat red here.
How much?
It has about total of the flour. You can see it in here. No, I have it on my tabs. It's pretty much half of this. I did maybe 1 point. But now because this is the second dough.
Okay.
But it was white flour from James, which is pretty much like a high extraction. It's like a semi-whole wheat, and the French red from Tweron. Yeah, but this one, it was fully high protein from whole grain milling, like super strong flour. Yeah. Yes. I don't think so, because well, unless you keep on reducing your yeast, that could be the thing. Because you're gonna have more activity, you will have more food, you have brand. Yes, it's gonna be all faster. Yeah, no worries. All right, good. Let's all keep on making pizzas. What time is it? I took my watch off. We good? Nice. Maybe I need. Yeah, good. Nice. Thank you. You have more. Okay. Good. Maybe a little bit more? What do you think? Yeah? A little bit more. It looks good.
It's good. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah?
Should we have one of these Alva albums?
Eh?
Should we have?
Yeah. So this one is coming up.
Oh, you put that on?
Yeah.
Doesn't look on.
Yeah, that's up to 280.
It is. Yeah. It's 280. Good. Nice. Okay.
What we put these on? Are they we have some trays?
Thank you. Good point. We have this trolley, look, in there.
Yep.
Do you think we can actually move this trolley all the way? Nice. Okay.
Good.
Yes. You can go for it now. Bottom one, if you want. Yeah. And then that one, it has to go like. Then you lift and go for it. Yeah. Good. Nice. Good. Nice. Nice. All right. Good. That one is good. Yeah, house looks alright. Okay, by this time we should have small blisters in here normally, but the oven is not that hot enough, yeah? But look, it is looking good. Yes. That one.
In Argentina, he's not going to put the basil in there to make it look like the
We need to actually.
We haven't got any basil, we've got oregano, we've got
We
thyme.
have a lot of things. Maybe I shouldn't put it that way. Good. All right, who's this one? Someone left a little baby there.
Oh, this one.
The both of them. There you go.
Make another one.
So then here, for example, that one is very thin on the inside. So then, yeah. So just to pull just from the edge. Yes. Ooh, ooh, ooh. And you put the flour into the bowls.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about the different flours because Stuart's always
Flour. That's good. Good.
So Franco, it's
Yes.
pure white flour you use in your
Now,
formula?
now yes. Just I want to show pretty much when a dough is fully mixed, 100% or 80 something. So we're pretty much gonna screw up these doughs, but it's just sort of to show the gluten network that you might want for a pizza that you want to last. You know, I normally use. I have a flour which I'm not very proud of, but I make panettone with Italian flour. So yeah. So then it is a flour which is not conditioned. So in here we have very strong flours, but I added paratane instead of actually having the normal grains. I believe Australia will get here. We'll get there with in terms of milling, getting high protein grains that actually come from the soil, and then it's having add-ons in there, or being flours that are conditioned, like some people do, and then in these conditioned flours you have added ash, some ascorbic acid, and added gluten. Yeah. So then, if malt is added, it's not bad. Like for example, we add malt in some of our breads, but then we actually get the malt from the brewers, and then we mill it in, to be frank. So that's one thing. But then you have the diastatic malt and non-diastatic malt. Many of us know about it. So non-diastatic malt is like not. It has not much activity. It has no activity at all, enzymatic activity. So then. Diastatic malt is the one that you use first to give food into your doughs, and also we have an enzymatic activity which is going to help you out with the structure, water retention, and also volume.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Okay, shouldn't be. There you go.
If you're going to do all the
Okay.
talking, a bit of this meeting.
Thank you very much. Yeah, let's all try a little bit of the pizza. Yeah. So this pizza, if you bake it. At what temperature does your pizza get baked?
Heat, 450.
There you go.
Yeah.
450. This would be a completely different pizza. But just to show that you can have a pizza which is light flavor and you can do it at home. And then this is a very similar dough that I did. To be frank, we made this on Friday. So when I started doing that, the idea was to actually make once a week pizza, and you put it in the freezer. If you have a blast chiller, it's even better. So you blast chill it, freezer, and then you take them as you go. So I brought this for you to know. Then we're gonna put some in the oven for you to know. Now that we try a fresh one, so let's see how that goes. Hopefully it goes well. Yeah. So then you can have this style of pizza in your bakery instead of having to use your bread dough, which is going to be super dense, heavier, and it's not the same. Yeah. There is a chunk of dough in there. I'm just gonna put some dough. Yeah.
So how old is when was this one?
This is a sourdough that we have to bake. Here's more a pizza for everyone. So that's gonna be the sourdough, the pizza sourdough that we have in there. Proving at the time now that we're gonna maybe put in the oven in about hopefully 20 minutes. We're gonna start putting them all in the oven. So we have pizza for lunch. So
This one was a bit of yeast.
yes,
That wasn't
with biga,
sourdough.
which is this, yeah. And then we have a sourdough pizza in the brewer, big trays. Unfortunately, I couldn't actually make balls. The idea was to have the two of them, but the dough is not the best. So we actually needed to actually shape it and roll it way earlier. And I was really busy in the morning, I couldn't do it. And yeah, this is what happened. Yeah, but the idea was to have this by two, so then sourdough and biga, so you can tell the difference. Yeah, yeah. We can still doing it though, because this is very relaxed now. So actually we can, at some point, maybe we can do some of them. But first I want to show this, and then we are done with the mixing process. Yeah. Good. So we're done with the
Well, we've got a heap more to cut. But
yeah. Oh, but some of them you can go for the beautiful. Okay.
I've only got 2 boards.
Okay. This is pretty much. I don't know if I have a. Yeah. Just want to put about 150 grams of sourdough pizza as a ferment. That will complete the hydration that we have in here, which is only 65. Then we can add a little bit more of water as we go. Yes?
So you're using some of that and then adding some
Now, this is not the pizza dough. What I want to show is something different, which it is pretty much how a pizza should look when you mix it. And then we're going to screw it up. We are actually we are going to overmix it to see how an overmixed dough looks like. Yeah. But the idea is to show, anyways, biga is very similar to this when you have it. So that is making that work right now. Just to even up the hydration that I have in here. This is about 70. This is 80. This sourdough pizza is 80% hydrated. So then, within the 150 grams I'm putting in here, we complete 65% of the water that we are going to put right now. Sorry, I'm talking a lot. All right. So then now, who wants to come into the mixers? Okay. Now yes, I'm going to explain better. Now that I have all my way out done. What we have in here is 500 grams of flour, 325 grams of water, we said?
325 water and 500 flour.
And 500 grams of flour. Okay. Huh? Yes, yes, yes. No. With 100%, we have 150 grams of ferment, which is the pizza dough. So in that 150 grams, we have pretty much 100 grams of flour, of water in here, and that will complete our 70% of water that we need for this dough. A pizza dough normally has between 65 and 75 maximum, depending on your flours. So now what we are going to do is, like all of you want you to start mixing, if we find the hooks, and we are going to mix it to the point that I believe is the best point for the pizza, which is 100% developed, the gluten. Water in, you can have half of this. Wanna do that one?
Try.
Well, you are very interesting, so let's do this. Do you have your water? No. This is your water. Maybe we can move that one out, if you don't mind, guys. Here. Good. So you can have you're gonna 3/4 of that water now.
Put that in.
Yeah, 3/4 of that water.
3/4.
Yeah, 3/4.
Do they have to flick down?
Maybe it's not working. Yeah, it's going. Okay. So then, of course, this is a very little mixer, and then you will never do this amount of pizza in your bakery. But we're gonna mix it pretty similar to a sourdough, bread. Anyways, we all mix it differently. So just to incorporate the water now, maybe about 4 minutes. Maybe this is gonna be quicker because it's very all very little. And then, unfortunately, we cannot add no that water. Yeah, so we need to stop it. Yeah. Ah, you have it? No.
Just
Yeah.
shading.
Shaky.
Shading.
Then leave about this amount into the container. Yeah. You good? It takes a little while.
Lift it up.
Yeah.
Push it back.
Put the rest of it in.
Yeah.
Nearly.
Good. Okay. So then, as many of you know, I'm working like if this is the basinage. We all know what is a basinage? A basinage water? Yeah? All right. So we're gonna use this as a basinage, and then we are going to fully develop the gluten, and this is the most important part, which I believe is really important for pizza, at least for baker to baker conversation. Once you have all incorporated, yeah, maybe you a little bit longer. You need to mix a little bit longer. You good?
I think so.
Okay. Let's go to 2 and 2 points. Yeah. So we all are in the same speed. 2.2. Have you tried the pizza, Jamo? Have you tried the pizza?
Delicious. I expect nothing less from you.
Stop it.
It was very slow.
Okay. Yeah. It is sloppy. But is it dry? Is it dry enough to actually come in or no?
Pass it over.
It's starting to? Okay. It's alright.
I'll get another one down. Thank you.
So what did everyone before have tried a pizza that they know that this made from a Viga? That the pizza came from Viga? Or no? No? Oh yes. For example, I don't know. I couldn't tell when a pizza was from Viga or not. So then until I didn't try, and for example, it's very similar if you do a straight dough with very low yeast and very low hydration, you can have that, which is what most of the pizza places do. But then when I try the one with Viga, I can tell because the crust is very pronounced, and then on the inside, in a very hot oven, the inside is very gooey, and it's really nice. So then is when you can tell that it's a pizza made from Viga. In this case, we have something similar, but as we don't have a hot oven, we are missing like around 150 degrees in there. It's way different. All right, so now, how is that going?
It's slowly,
But it is like you need more flour?
yeah,
Ah, right.
it's slowly getting.
No, if you need more flour, let's do something. That thing is there. There you go. Okay.
And it's still mixed.
Yeah. Wanna bring some flour from the first bucket, and we're gonna test our baker's fillings, baker's touch. All right. So then now, let's see how this goes. So then in here, it's not looking. So then pretty much we have a dough that is, I'm gonna make a number, 70-75% of developed, but many of us will sort of stop just to not, just to not overmix. But then if you undermix, then your pizza will not last as long in your brewing time. Like for example, if you want to brew a pizza for 24 hours, for 35 hours or 36 hours, then you need to develop fully. So then in that way, that gluten structure, as I say before, will actually retain air, water, and will help you on the shelf life of that dough. While before I learned all of this part, I always thought that it was more about the flours that you use, not for the protein content, if not for the food that flour can give to your ferment. Maybe that's part of it when you are doing some bread. Like for example, in our bakery we do a fermentation which is room temperature 25 to 27 degrees for 16 hours. Very little gluten development. And pretty much we have a kind of mixer that it makes a fold every hour for just for 5 seconds to 6 seconds. So then for that kind of bread, so we need flours that are super rich. Of course the white ones are going to work, but then we will have to add more yeast or more sourdough in the case when we do the sourdough ones, or added malt. What we use pretty much is no white flours at all. It's all stone ground, semi-whole wheat, and whole wheat flours, and that works very well. So then, as I learned that when I'm not a baker for many years, I am a pastry chef who works in the industry for many years. And when I went to bread because of this style of technique, which I thought was fantastic. So I learned everything from there, and I thought that was the way to do. But then once I learned pizza, the percentage of yeast, once I learned how to do your percentage depending on your temperatures, where you're going to store it, for how long you want that pizza to have that life when you are going to bake it. So then once you learn all of that part, you are like, oh, right, so it's not only about how good it is that flour, it's also the gluten has a very important role, which I discovered not a long time ago. Yeah. Huh?
Not as developed as yours.
No, my one is like this one. So let's keep on going. Yeah. There you go. So now the point of this is we are going to keep on mixing until it's fully developed. Once it's fully developed, we're going to keep on mixing so people to see. Actually, sorry. Let's all give a little chunk of dough to people. There you go. So this is under. You can actually fix this by doing folds every 30 minutes, hour, whatever is your timing. So you can actually get to your gluten structure that you want by giving folds, which is what many of us do when we are making bread. For many reasons, but in this case we are making pizza. You wanna fully develop on your mixer. And I'm hoping this works because it's very petite and then it's a hook and it's heating up a lot, but we will see. Yeah.
What's the recipe on this? What's it?
The recipe on there is not a recipe as such. It's just we are having 500 grams of flour, 320 grams of water. That's going to be 55%, I think it is, or 60. I'm going to check it out. And then we have 150 grams of the previous dough, the sourdough dough. That will complete, that sourdough was hydrated 80%. So then in there we have about 100 grams of water. And no, I'm sorry, like about 60 grams of water it will be. And that will complete our 65 to 70% of water for the pizza. So then the idea on this is to see the stages of gluten. So then I grabbed normal flour, strong flour, and see how we can develop the gluten in there so everyone knows, because I honestly learned how to read gluten not a long time ago. We all do the windows, but then on the window is so many aspects that you can see. If when you break up in a circle, or break up across, if you see some sort of little veins in the dough, and that I learned not a long time ago. So through a great baker that we have been working with us. And then I think that's a good point to talk, because as we don't develop gluten at To Be Frank, so I never learned that part. But I learned a lot with the panettone, and then through panettone, so I knew that part, but then I never saw it on a white dough, because on panettone you have a lot of fat, a lot of sugars, it's way different. So then in here it's like so much clearer. And then you're, oh, I never did that. Yeah. So we will see. I am not taking any timings, but let's say that we have been mixing for 5-6 minutes. Yeah. In total. Yeah. How is your looking? A lot better. Okay, good. So mixing for a pizza goes between 22 and 25 minutes in a normal mixing period. 25 minutes, yes. So and it's about for a big dough is to fully develop, and then pretty much the dough feels very loose. But then after a while, start to grab things. Yeah. How long? 40 minutes you mix. There you go. Yeah. 14 minutes. But low hydration. Okay. Yeah. The recipes goes, wherever you like to. Yes. Yes.
And rest and three.
Yeah.
The flour you use to like the flour.
And depending on the final product that you want to do,
Yeah.
I also think.
Do you rest your dough?
Sorry?
Do you rest your dough?
Yes. So after this, so let's say that we are making the pizza right now. Once it's ready, pretty much on a tap, and then I like to undermix. So then I do 1 or 2 folds until I feel sure about it. I believe if you're making pizza every single day, you want to do that. So you want to save yourself from the folding part. So then after 1 hour, you can actually do your bowls. Once you do your bowls, you wait until they have a little kick, a little bit of sign of life, and then fridge.
Okay.
Yeah, and when we do this, we do this pizza maybe for about 6 months now. When we do it though, because we don't do it all the time. So we actually have a brewer that I have for the sourdough for panettone that is always there.
Yeah,
so we put in 14 degrees. Way different to what I said before, but we do it that way, and then that's why we use so little yeast. Yeah.
I have a question.
Yes.
Is there a difference developing the gluten by mixing and keeping a fold? Is there much difference? Like, is the same thing?
It is the same thing and it's not the same thing. For example, when you're doing folds in a dough, in a bread dough, so you're incorporating air, you are oxygenating your dough as such, and then you break up the cycle of yeast. So which is what we do with our folds to be frank, even though we do yeasted or sourdough on the long fermentation ones. So if you leave it like that, so then you're gonna have a well-degraded dough. While with your folds you're oxygenating and actually does anyone know, sorry, I'm explaining a good point here. Does anyone know about amylases, complex sugars, and simple sugars? No, I am not going to, I'm not that technical either. I am not that technical, but I had to learn this for the style of fermentation that we do, because when I learned the style of dough that we do, to be frank, I loved it, but then I wanted to understand it too.
Sure.
So as it's way different to what we normally learned. So then it was, this technique consists in not developing gluten, and then every hour the mixers do a fold, like for 5 seconds to 6 seconds, depending how big is the mixer. So then my idea was, all right, but what about if we do it every 2 hours or every half an hour, or we don't do it at all? What would it happen? So then when you are putting your sourdough in your fridge and you are doing a bulk ferment, in very simple words, I'm gonna do as a baker how we understand it. So pretty much what happened is, yes, you stop the fermentation, but it doesn't stop completely. So then you have an enzyme which is called, in normal words, the amylases, or amylase, and then this enzyme break down complex sugars, also called big sugars, and then so these sugars are the ones that yeast, sourdough, or normally, so any type of fermentation that you use cannot eat straight away. We'll eat it, but very, very slowly. So then when you actually bulk in your sourdough in the fridge, the enzyme thrives and is breaking down all those sugars. So then you can hold your sourdough, if your sourdough is healthy and everything, I don't know, some people do it for about 36 hours or even longer. So then when you bring that, when you bring out that bread, you have an amazing spring. That is because it's still having a lot of these sugars that the yeast and sourdough will actually eat, and it's part of it. I'm explaining this very quick. But this is what happened. And then when you have an over fermented dough, is pretty much this yeast, they have not any more food. So then that happened when your bread sinks. You have a very, it happened a lot in rye bread. Rye bread, which is a pain for every baker. It is, even though you know what you're doing, one day it doesn't work. So you have flying top, the bottom is super sunk, and then you have like a gooey bottom, and you don't understand why that happened when you did all exactly the same. But temperature after mixing, or timing that it took you to put it back in the fridge, if you put it in the fridge, or your sourdough will affect that part. It is because it's so much sugars in there, free sugars like malt. Malt, when you add malt, is not only for the spring and flavors. Malt is going to be the first sugars that yeast will eat. So then that will have more longer fermentation, more longer life for you to prove that bread. So then, what I was explaining this was for, you asked me about if it's the same developing gluten fully in a mixer, or if you underdevelop and then you're doing folds. So then I like to do that because of that. So I break down the cycle of the yeast, so then I feel safer. But if you're doing every day exactly the same dough and everything, I believe you're going to use your mixer for the bakers to not do folds. Yeah, so then in my opinion it is not the same, but then if there is any bakers that knows about this, that would be good to know. Yeah, if maybe Ken, if you ask Ken here, or maybe Andrea knows about this, if it's exactly the same, you know, developing gluten through folds, or...
I don't know about developing gluten through the folds, but you're also able to manage the temperature of the dough by folding, because, you know, you don't have like a perfect environment in your kitchen. So, you know, where it is, it's always colder or hotter on the side, on the top, or wherever, depending on the ambient temperature. So you're managing that as well.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
spread the
Yeah.
Yeah, so it will either go up or down according to the ambient temperature.
Yeah.
Time and that kind of thing. So yeah, that's a factor outside.
What do you think? Okay. It's not there. It's not even close.
But it's good to cool.
All right. So then now, so you can do a window, right? So then my mistake was, before I learned, so then, I can make a window. This is ready, you know? Oh, really? Yeah. So then, until I have someone says, no, you're wrong. This is not good. So, yeah. So then, when you are having when you are reading your window, you will pretty much are going to look like that. When you stretch, these parts are, this center, it looks all translucent, and you don't have any veins, or you don't have any type of dough. And then you see how it recaps and it's all wrinkly. So then that is not ready, even though you can still do in a window in here. It is not ready. So then, yes, it is kind of developed, but you need to keep on going for, I don't know, for a few more minutes, and now we're gonna see that. Yeah.
When you overmixed it, how do you know?
Sorry, you will see it. We are going to overmix it. Yeah. Yeah. So let's do like another 2 minutes, and then see how it goes. It's going. Yeah.
19.
That's a nice Casio looking thing. Yeah.
I feel like it's getting better.
Sorry.
It's getting better.
Yes, it is getting overmixed. I think the flour is not that good. But we'll see. But I believe we can actually reach the maximum point. And yeah, it's also really hot and everything. Yeah. Do you fully develop your pizzas when you're mixing?
Not to that extent.
Not to that extent.
Not to that extent.
Okay.
I'll sometimes, on a busiest day, make 8 or 9 batches.
Okay. Wow. All right. It's a lot.
That's too many minutes. Yeah.
It's too many minutes. All right. Only one mixer? Okay. It's not going, so you can pick it up. But we are not going to.
So what would you do? Just add more flour to it, or what would you do?
Oh, you just wait and then you can do like a very feed, yeah. So then, anyways, I think it's just going. So then, it's better. So let's say that this is pretty much the maximum that we can develop with this type of flour.
Flour. Just trying to get it out of the way.
It's all good.
Okay. So when you open, so you have sort of like an even thing, and then when it's open up, it goes more like in a circle shape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Just for the type of flour that we are having right now, it's unfortunate, but it's not too bad to show. And then this, who asked me about the over mixing? It's gone.
Yeah.
Anyways, there you go. I wanted to show that part for the evidence. For right. Yeah, go for it.
Look at that. Is that? Can you get that to?
That's not even that hot. We just put it.
Yeah. Well, I had it on the bench.
Okay.
It's not.
Yeah.
Still, you can see it.
Yeah.
Before you even get to.
Yeah. Yeah. But the main part is that. Okay. Shop mixing.
So it really should be opaque and beautiful
Yes.
and not.
It's back, and then it will open up anyways. And then when it opens up, you will have circles. If it's open up like
When it breaks.
Yes, when it breaks, it's gonna make a circle. And then there's when you are. That's it. Make sure
Oh,
keep
so
on
when it
mixing.
breaks, it makes a circle.
Yes. Otherwise, now you will see. I don't know the flour, so
not
I'm
a
not too sure if we should keep on mixing or not, because what it's telling me there is how you break up and then you have little points.
Yes.
So that is a show that is actually you can keep on mixing it. Yeah. But then also we can overmix it. And I wanted to go to the overmix part.
Yeah.
Just to show. So, and you see how you have some veins in there.
Yes.
So then that it shouldn't happen when it's fully developed.
Okay. So you should just have holes.
all translucent, and then
And
when it
then-
open up, it will open up like a nice beautiful ball,
Hole.
like a circle. And that's when you say, that's it.
That's
This is-
it. It is ready.
Yeah, it is ready. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's also mixing very little in here, but
Yeah.
it actually fits around, so and I will keep on mixing it, but I think that is it. We need to start cooking the pizzas. Yeah. Yeah. Alright, good.